Okay, then I suppose it's the time for the next one. The time for the Watcher. Oh wait, that's the custom button. I was trying to click the rightmost button, because Watcher's rightmost button. Got some mouse hand dysplasia there. Apparently we didn't reach the boss last time. Oh yeah, I remember the last run. The last run was brutal. There is a potential... Oh no, this is a fight. Okay, I thought this was a potential double snipe over here, but it's not quite, because this guy. If this was a question mark, then it would be like a 15% double snipe or something. I don't know if we exactly thought we were going to win the Gremlin Knob fight. I think we were willing to accept that since we were fighting one elite, we might as well take a 35% chance of trying to steal a relic from the first elite. Is, I think, more the objective. So we can get a snipe here. That's also an option. Snipe him. Go fight him and him in the act at 3. No extra fires in the back half of the act here. We're sort of skipping one at the beginning. So maybe, like, we go here and then do a voluntary fight. Yeah, because we have to do a hallway fight on either of these paths. So might as well do the path that involves a fire instead of getting an extra question mark. As long as we're still guaranteed the snipe, which means that these 2 question marks need to contain 0 fights. If these 2 question marks contain 1 fight, then I'll do this question mark to get a guaranteed snipe. Which is all assuming that we take the Lament versus the health, which we don't have to do. We could do 3 fights, 2 question marks, and go far left. That also gets 3 elites. This route's pretty scary, though, because there's no choices until this meaningless choice at the end. Which fire do you like better? I kind of wish, from an aesthetic perspective, that all these fires were, like, the same fire. That you, like, there was always one fire that led up to the boss. You'd have to change the spacing a little bit. So you'd have to, like, scooch the boss up, and then give these fires a little bit more space so the lines don't converge weirdly, but... it seems pointless to, because like, and it mechanically can make a difference, right? Because if you like get a wing boots and misclick, you'll spend a wing boots charge to have nothing change. Or alternately, you could make fires have some amount of variety. So like, maybe like some fires are more efficient at healing health, or like instead of resting, there's some special event you can do. Like you can change the card that's in your bottle, or you can transform a card, or instead of resting, you can get a card reward or something. I kind of like the idea of event fires, but having enough variety in the fires to make having 5 separate fires be like a fun set of decisions, I think is probably not viable. I think there's not enough design space there. Especially considering the fact that there's like lots of other fires too. And it's like, yeah, I think pathing is among my least favorite parts of Slay the Spire to begin with, so like making that more prominent I think is probably incorrect. Okay, alright, enough talking. Now is the time for murder. Jawworm, more like dead worm. Get out of here, Jawworm. Ooh, a cultist potion? Wow. It's quite a reward from floor 1. Flying Sleeves versus signature move for the attack slot. Study is also here, technically. It's like we are allowed to click that button. It's probably not wise. Signature move is awfully fun. Does way more damage per energy than Flying Sleeves. Flying Sleeves, 8 damage per energy. Signature move, 15. Upgraded signature move, 20 damage per energy. 20 damage per energy. That's such a Watcher card. But, got a big downside. And we are a 3 energy deck, which is pretty unusual for me as a Watcher, because I usually do boss relic swaps. Although I apparently didn't reach the boss last time, so wasn't offered one here. So I think, given that we don't have 4 energy, I don't think we should pick signature move. Because if we have 2 strikes in hand, then we just can't play it. Yeah, that's sad. Although, if we have, like, Eruption and this in hand, and we're in Calm, then we can play it, and it does 80 damage, which is insane. So feel pretty forced into Flying Sleeves here. Sometimes Flying Sleeves is okay. Usually I'm not super excited about it. We can upgrade or a card remove. We can also technically transform. I'll take a remove on a strike. Maybe we upgrade Eruption instead. Yeah, actually, since we have to go fight elites after this, I think I want to have the strike in the deck. I don't usually like upgrading Eruption in Act 1 because sometimes you end up picking Snecko Eye at the end of Act 1, and then you're like, why did I upgrade this Eruption? This does nothing. But this is floor 2, so we've got a lot of Act 1 to go through, and the Eruption Plus is really, really good at Act 1. So given that it's so early, I think it has quite a bit of value. Also, you don't really see Snecko Eye that often, so that's something as well. We're also a 3 energy deck rather than 4 energy, which I keep mentioning, but it keeps being relevant. Okay. We could dodge the shop. This first question mark wasn't a fight. So if we think that neither of these 2 question marks are going to be fight, then we could take the fight, which is better than the shop. The shop is a bit of a waste of a floor. But then if this is a fight and then one of these is a fight, then we're like, wait, we don't even snipe one of the elite. You know what? My appetite for transforming strikes has gone way down after the last run where I died on like floor 7 because I transformed a strike and got a prey. Which was a definite gut punch moment. Yeah, I basically never take the transform at that event. And maybe that's wrong, but like, card remove is a really constrained resource. You don't get access to a lot of card removes in the run. You probably only remove like, if it's a run where you remove really aggressively, you might remove like 4 or 5 cards. So the fact that this like gives you 1 is a pretty big deal. But it does have the downside of removing the strike before the first elite fight when you really, really need that strike. So I'll take it up on that option here, but I do like the remove more if you can afford it. Whereas upgrades, you generally get like quite a few of them, right? Upgrades are even like a resource sometimes where it's like Ancient Writing gives you like 10 upgrades, or like Apotheosis upgrades your whole deck. It's like, they're a lot easier to get. Any old campsite will give you an upgrade. Alright, I think I'm gonna go with the is it, so you say it's not worth it, but like, I kind of think it is worth it. This shop is just not very exciting. Actually, okay, so with 100 gold, we can probably buy like a pretty good card. We buy like, probably wouldn't be able to afford like a Ragnarok unless it's on sale, but we could afford like Tantrum. Yeah, Tantrum or like Talk to the Hand or something. Alright, let's go. No Tantrum, no Talk to the Hand, so womp womp. Ooh, we're also missing Medical Kit, Turnip, and White Beast Statue for the run. These are all super, super good. So that's a bummer. Carve Reality is sort of the biggest offensive card here. Also access to a Sash Whip. What else could we do? We could theoretically pick like Mental Fortress and Empty Body. No, we can't afford that. Mental Fortress is expensive. We could just buy a Dupe Pot and then be sad that we don't have any cards that are worth duplicating. We can't afford Sash Whip card remove. We can afford Tranquility card remove. That's a pretty dubious decision. I think it's just gonna be Carve Reality. Okay. Makes our theoretical picks of Establishment and Master Reality a little better. I think Scrap Ooze is probably something we're interested in. It's not a fight, so we're gonna go to this fight and then get an extra fire here. So we end up doing, I think, probably 3 elites with 1 fire in the middle. Assuming each elite is taking like 15 to 20 health. Excuse me, 15 to 20 health. Gonna be pretty low at the end of the act. So I don't think we're willing to reach in here 3 times. I think probably twice. Or once. Once is good. I like once. A strike dummy. Yeah, I think this is like one of the most skill testing events in the game, to be honest. Scrap Ooze is like, you really have to know, like a lot of the events in Act 1 ask you the question, would you like to trade your health for some power? But Scrap Ooze is so random, because it doesn't tell you how much health or how much power, right? Because it's a random relic, and it's like, it could be either a lot or not very much health. I would just encourage you, like a lot of people just like, oh, they see the event and they just like click, 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 and then they're like, wait a minute, I've killed myself. So I would encourage you to like sit and think about every option you're being offered, if you're not willing to think about all the math up front. I mean, it's a good event. It's an event that improves your chances of winning the run, I think, pretty significantly. But I would compare it to like, and I think it's better than Shining Light, but I think I would compare it to Shining Light, where it's like, that can be like quite a lot of health for like not that much of an upgrade. So like, for example, we got a strike dummy here, right? If we'd reached in here 4 times and gotten a strike dummy, we would die in Act 1. So we have to be a little careful here. Okay, we definitely can't get a double snipe. We're either hitting this and this, or like a hallway fight here and then that. So we'll just take the snipe here. Get an extra fire, as described. Does the variance make it more or less skill testing? In general, things that are highly variant are more skill testing, because like you're testing whether people can properly like sample the probability space in their head. Whereas if something is like has a concrete outcome, then it's more like discretely solvable. Hey, Sardimal. Consecrate and Bowling Bash are both pretty amazing. It's probably our last attack for a while. Both of them multi-attack, right? Consecrate hits everybody on the screen, Bowling Bash. They're both like AoE cards, kinda. More skill testing, but less skill rewarding is an interesting concept. I'm not sure I'm following you there. But I like the words that you're saying. Because, like, I think that how the magnitude of the reward just depends on, like, the event, right? So if the event is, like, you get a random rare relic, then it would be more skill rewarding, right? But, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. Because there are more outcomes where high skill can have a more punishing reward than getting lucky. Sure. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not like a, 360 no scope headshot. It's a how many times did I click this button event. But it's, I do think it's definitely a high skill situation. It's probably an unfair comparison, right? Like, none of Slay the Spire is 360 no-scope headshots, but, like, but it's still a very skill-testing game. I think that the skill-rewarding, like, framework that you're setting up is, like, there's a potential for that being, like, a useful lens, but I don't immediately understand what it means. That doesn't mean it doesn't mean anything. Okay, so we're taking one of these two, and it's going to help us in AoE fights. A couple of questions. Which AoE fights do we care about the most? And which one of these solves those fights better? So Consecrate, I think, is better for, like, Act 1 Gang of X events, right? It's better for, like, Gang of Slimes in particular. Bowling Bash is better for, like, Slavers. And, like, Gremlin later. Doesn't look like we're going to wander into too many Act 1 hallway fights. Remember, we've only fought 2 fights out of the easy pool, so the next hallway fight is still going to be in the easy pool. Looks like that's going to be this fight exactly. So one of these 3 hallway fights would have to be Gang of Slimes or Gang of Gremlins for Concentrate to, like, have its best outcome. so I think we're going to take Bowling Bash. It's pretty unlikely. Alright, we get to pay Gremlin Knob back for last run. Regal Pillow is pretty good with, oh wait, sorry, I thought this was, last run we had a Fusion Hammer. It's not true anymore. There's Conclude. I was hoping not to pick any more attacks, but Conclude is way too good to skip. So we're definitely picking Conclude. Tranquility and Prostrator here. Nothing says pick Prostrate. Prostrate kind of like, you don't want to pick Prostrate as your first mantra card generally. Unless you're like really forcing mantra, which you can do. But I think generally you want like Worship to be your first mantra card, or like Brilliance. Maybe, what's the rare one? Devotion? Damari. Are you tempted by Prostrate? If it seems like a weird pick for me, over Conclude in particular. Conclude is so amazing. I mean, we do have a lot of damage, but that doesn't mean... But Conclude is, like, such a card, right? Like, Eruption Conclude is 24 AoE damage. That's like a... It's like, what is that, Ironclad card? Inferno? Conclude is absolutely busted. Yeah, let's get this going. Okay. Alright, we're allowed to upgrade here, because we did not do a boss relic swap. It does have counter synergy with Meditate, that's fair. But we don't have a Meditate. Immolate, yeah, that's the card, that's the Ironclad card. Thanks, Ceritable. It also has counter synergy with Vault. And Conclude actually is a little bit tricky, because if you're in Wrath mode and want to exit Wrath mode, you can't play Conclude while you're in Wrath mode. So in addition to fighting with other things that say end your turn, it fights with other things that you want to do before you end your turn. I think it's going to be either Bowling Bash or Conclude. It's going to be Conclude. Okay. We're so ready for this fight. Bowling Bash and Conclude. Let's do this and that for sure. And then we like coin out a strike. Conclude is one of those things that are good, but I don't pick because I never managed to use it safely. Huh. It doesn't do anything that makes you unsafe. I don't understand that. It's impossible for us to draw Conclude and no other damage next turn. Our deck is almost all damage for next turn. So if we coin out a strike now, it's kind of just like... It doesn't help us set up for Conclude killing this sentry. Since we have so many good attacks later, I think we'll save the Miracle? I don't know. Miracle is weird in this fight, because you want a Miracle during the first shuffle, because during the second shuffle, the density of cards is going to be low because of all the dazes, so you're not going to have a 4 energy turn very often. So I want to use it, but I don't get a ton of value out of it. I think I'll just use it anyway. It's possible that we end up like drawing an Eruption that we don't want to play, and an Ascender's Bane, and not having a 4 energy turn. Right. So your criticism of Conclude is that you get killed by using it because it's too good. Okay, alright. Hard to disagree with that. We're doing 25 damage to one of these two and killing him. Would we rather do 25 damage to him and try to prevent him from attacking before he attacks again? Or would we rather try and kill this sentry next turn? So if we do 25 damage to this sentry, he goes down to 17. Goes down to 17. And he dies to Eruption Strike. And then this guy's taken 16, so he goes down to 29. And then Carve Reality's Smite kills him. Yeah, it seems like we've solved this fight. I just wasted a bunch of damage. That wasn't direct. Don't think it matters, but yeah. Okay. Just casually overkill that last guy by 23. There's the brilliance that makes us want to pick the prostrate on the previous floor, but it's not how the game works. You can't go back to the previous floor. We've got a lot of damage. I don't really want to pick up brilliance just because like we're full. Same thing with Fear No Evil. Fear No Evil is really nice. Fear No Evil gives the deck a little bit more of an identity. Currently, our identity is like we have 2 cards that retain, so maybe we're trying to do something with that. We also have a strike dummy, so we're just blowing people up. But like, we don't have like any stance changing stuff. We don't have any flurry of blows. Fear No Evil is basically just like a wrath exit at this point. I'm gonna skip it, but I feel kind of bad about skipping it. It seems like there's definitely some pickable cards here. I wanna know more about what the deck is before I start picking cards like Brilliance or Fear No Evil. Brilliance is fairly low risk, but it's not 0 risk, right? Like, we have so much damage already that, like, picking a Brilliance is, like... it's gonna prevent us from picking, like, a Ragnarok later, maybe, right? Because, like, if we pick Brilliance, we're gonna want, like, Wall Up, right? If we have, like, a bunch of Divinity stuff. But then, like, the Brilliance and the Wall Up kind of occupy the same spot in the deck. I'm with you that like Brilliance is just a fine card. But like maybe it needs to be like a wheel kick or something. It's hard to tell right now. I don't know. I guess I've never had Brilliance be amazing. Like the dream for Brilliance is you play it when you're like going into Divinity for your second time in the fight, so it gets like 20 extra damage. So it's like 32 base, but then it's tripled up to like 96 damage, and it's like half of a damage cap in one card. Actually, here's an argument. So we have the 2 retain cards, right? That's kind of like the most identifying thing about the deck is this card retains and that card generates something that retains. Retained cards are great with Divinity, because you can retain cards and then go into Divinity and use them. So is that enough to say that those have cross synergy with Brilliance? Like, I wish that one of these cards was, like, Tantrum or, like, Talk to the Hand, so that I was like, okay, great, I know exactly what I'm doing. But, like, I'm not going to get another shot at the Brilliance, right? That's fair. Yeah, so, the cross-synergy argument is not that Brilliance helps those things directly. It's that the things that now I would have 3 cards that the Mantra cards would all help. Part of the problem with Mantra is the only common Mantra card is Prostrate, and then like you have to find a relic or like a rare or an uncommon to like really go into Divinity. Your strikes do 9 damage, Brilliance is doing 3 damage better than the strike, and Fear No Evil is pretty much worse than any of your cards damage-wise, and you don't have that many Wrath Vectors either. Yeah. Yes, we don't have any stance changing other than the basic stuff. We've just got a Flying Sleeves, Carve Reality, Bowling Bash, and Conclude Plus. So I guess I guess the problem with Brilliance is that Prey is so bad, right? It's like, there's 2 uncommon cards that give you Mantra, right? There's Worship and Prey. But like, Worship is great, and it says Retain on it. Which sort of halfway works with the deck. But Prey is so bad that... What if we see a Prey, we pick it, and then we get a Master Reality? Because we have Carve Reality? Because Prey with Master Reality is not nearly as bad as regular Prey. Insight Plus is quite a card. We're gonna grab the Brilliance just to have something to do. Get it upgraded immediately. Okay, fine. We're gonna go this way so we can fight an Elite. Grab a pair. Okay. It's our last easy pool fight. Bowling Bash kills Spike Slime. Actually, do we have lethal? Eruption Bowling Bash is 9 plus, let's see, 28. 9 plus 28 kills Acid Slime. And I'm pretty sure Strike plus Flying Sleeves would kill the other ones. Actually, just Strike does it, huh? Boop. Get another shot at a Fear No Evil. Another shot at Tranquility as well, I suppose. Wreath of Flames. I think we're skipping all these. More just attacks and stance changing stuff. Wreath of Flames is like, it's kind of neat sometimes. It's good with Bowling Bash, I suppose. Flying Sleeves also. No. This is good if we get a random shop. That's pretty unlikely, so I don't think we're going to do that. We don't have no Memory or anything. Ah, the Shining Light. How confident are we about this Elite fight? I feel pretty confident. Strike Dummy, and just like a bunch of damage means that we are in good shape for that. So I think I'll just grab the upgrades. Okay. Gremlin Knob Part 2. The Nabanang. I think we're gonna go ahead and use the Miracle on the Flying Sleeves now. I don't see any reason to hold that. If you lose, I'll donate $5. Well, now I've got contradictory incentives. What's it here? I could win this fight, continue my reputation as a Slay the Spire streamer who doesn't intentionally tank runs, or I could get $5. Duality definitely gives the deck an identity. Picking a lot of attacks is pretty good for Duality. Duality puts us on the watch out for Orange Pellets. Orange Pellets is always good, but with Duality, it's extra super special good. Oh my god, Pixenoids, we have very different taste in cards. I'm not a fan of Foreign Influence. Does it cost 0 when you upgrade it? Yeah, that's kind of nice. It's clutching every time. I know that people have talked about this extensively, but like, why did they put a yellow class in here? Like, are they making a yellow class? They said they aren't, but like, why would they do this if that wasn't the intention? Like, all the Slay the Spire classes get a color, and then there's a yellow too. But why? What the hell is this beta art? What is happening? That's true, purple is not foreign Watcher. But it does say any color, and I think that includes Watcher cards. I feel like I should just pick Wheel Kick, because it's a really good card, but I also have like a ton of attacks already. I almost said the name Wheel Kick. In fact, I might have. When I was picking the Brilliance, I was like, maybe this Brilliance is supposed to be a Wheel Kick? Because now I feel like I just have too many attacks. But maybe having too many attacks is fine. Oh, I thought this was Hexaghost. Oh my god. Having too many attacks is not fine. Alright, I think we're gonna skip Wheel Kick, even though it breaks my soul a little bit. We need to find a block card. These aren't that. Oh. Oh my. Ah! 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 That's upsetting. You hate to see that. Orange Pellets is super, super good with Duality, and I literally talked about how with Duality we were on the lookout for Orange Pellets, and then we get a surprise shop that immediately throws away our Orange Pellets. Ugh. Very upsetting. Okay. So Deep Sleet, I think the technical answer to your question is yes. But if you don't open the shop, how would you even know what the relics are? And if you don't know what the relics are that are getting locked out, are they really locked out? Man, that's upsetting. I don't like it. I don't like how that feels. Okay, so Talk to the Hand combos with Duality, kinda. Because Duality says play a bunch of attacks, and Talk to the Hand says play a bunch of attacks. So, that's nice. I guess cross synergy. Talk to the Hand also synergizes with winning. That's a good take. We also have like Flying Sleeves and Bowling Bash and Carve Reality, so we actually have like quite a few things that like multiply trigger Talk to the Hand. Man. We're not even off by that much too. It's like, can I sell you my Cultist Potion? Surely Cultist Potion is worth 30 gold. Maybe there's a sell option if I right click on it. No. Sell. Sell. Nope. Doesn't work. Halt is also good with Duality because we can get a bunch of decks, and then Halt gives you 2 times your decks. Right, let's just take Talk to the Hand because it's good. And leave. Wasn't 30 gold, wouldn't that mean we had an extra gold? I guess that's still technically off by 1, but... Yeah, Deep Sleep. So what Sir Artemal was saying about what Redbeard is saying, which agrees with what I said out loud, is that even if you don't open the shop, it still rolls the relics. But that shouldn't matter to you as a player, because things that you don't know, so... do we try and hold the Cultist Pot for the heart? Do we try and hold it for Act 2, or do we burn it now? Burning the Cultist Potion now gives us an easy win in this fight, but this is probably a fight we're going to win anyway. Hey, yeah, Smoke. How's it going? I think... It's hard to imagine losing this fight, but I guess we don't have any... Yeah, how likely is a potion reward? These are the only 2 potions we've gotten in the act, I believe. But we did also Neaz Lament, so we didn't fight a ton of people. Hey, Terrence. Hey, Terrence Raiders. welcome in everybody. Let me give a shout out to Terrence. Terrence is an awesome former Hearthstone streamer. I watched a lot of Hearthstone back in the day because I was a Hearthstone developer. Terrence is awesome. He's super good at Slay the Spire and has some really great analysis. Also, if you go to his channel and like hang out for a long time, you can make him turn his head on the side. Ooh, Pixel Noise gifted some subs. Gifted 11 subs. That's so many. My goodness. There's gonna be bloopy sounds for a while. Let me just shout out everybody who got a new sub. Welcome to the community to Pipsy, Sir Artemal. I think Sir Artemal's been gifted a sub before. Dora94, Endergrim, Battle Mercy V2. Welcome on in, everybody. Even Terrence got a sub. It said that you gave 11, but then I feel like I didn't read 11. Wow, a lot of stuff happening all at the same time. Everybody enjoy your new emotes. We got get some veggie love in the chat. Great, and thanks again, Pixel Noise. I appreciate your support of the channel. And Terrence, everybody's supporting the channel today. Okay, all right. Let's do the Cultist Potion. I don't think saving it is necessarily super valuable. I mean, it's good, but this deck is like very attack focused, and trying to get through this fight with where like there are certain turns when you don't want to attack is hard to do. So we're gonna use the potion. Yeah, we got some pretty good relics. We right before the raid, we got a duality from an elite, and then I was like, great, so now we just need orange pellets. And then we went to a shop, and orange pellets was there, and we didn't have enough gold, but it was a question mark shop. This turned out to be a shop right after we got the duality, which crushed me. We want to punch through his armor a bunch, which means we play Brilliance second. We could choose some Miracle Out Vigilance to get Calm, or we could just play Carve Reality to get a Smite. We'll just go for this. We have only attacks, which is the nightmare here. I guess Bowling Bash is worth... oh wait, no, Bowling Bash only attacks once. Each attack only costs us 1 health, so we could play a couple of them. We also have a Strike Dummy and a Strike Plus, so I think the 14 damage is probably going to be worth 1 health at the very least. So let's do that one. Are any of the rest of these worth it? No. I think we'll just hold the Smite. We win the fight in the long run anyway, because we have Cultist Potion ticking. Okay, we'll just block out here. It's true, we did have only attacks, and the best one was a strike. Alright, I think we're splitting him here, so I think we'll go into Eruption. Maybe that's unwise. We don't have any exits for next turn. I think we could probably split him without Eruption, thanks to the Cultist Potion. So this does 20, that does 14, that does 16. These are 30 together, 50 with those 3. And then we can Miracle Out a Strike if we want to. Or just not do that. I mean, Strike Pluses, when you've got a Strike Dummy, are like no joke. That's like a pretty good card. I would pick a Strike Plus. I would pick a 1-mana card that just did 14 damage. That's basically what we picked when we picked Brilliance. But 16 now that we upgraded it. I don't think Miracling Out a Strike is necessary. Okay. I guess this strike is actually health neutral because it gets us a dex, and we pay off the dex immediately. Flying Sleeves is health positive because it gets 6 block and only costs us 4. And then these block for 12. So I'll go ahead and do the strike and then Miracle at 2 defense. Ends up being worth positive 1 health. And we take 1. We have guaranteed vigilance next turn, so we can go into Wrath without worrying too much. So I think we can do that. Doesn't look like it matters too much which attack we use, so I think we're killing him. Okay. Cool. Yeah, the duality Thorns talk to the hand thing was very complicated. I talked about Establishment a little bit earlier in the run. We have quite a few retain cards, Flying Sleeves, Smites. And we're probably looking for a Worship if we can find one with the Brilliance, which is a retain card if upgraded. Spirit Shield, it would be one of our first defensive tools. Normally I'm not super excited about Spirit Shield, but it is better when you have retain stuff, and we have no way of blocking other than Talk to the Hand. So, yeah, S-Smoke, you missed it. Orange Pellets already came and went. So, RIP Orange Pellets. Alpha is also here. We have so much damage that, like, Alpha seems really unwise. We need to plan for blocking. And I guess that's play a bunch of attacks and then play a single block. Yeah, Establishment seems fine. Time to play Government Watcher. Talk to the Hand, that's how we arrest people. Establishment, that's when we're sitting behind a desk filling out paperwork. The police. Interesting options here. Busted Crown, I think it's probably a pass. I think that's probably worse than Skip. Maybe the same for Ectoplasm. These are sort of, I would say, the worst 2 energy relics. Coffee Dripper's quite nice. We'd have a Regal Pillow, though, so situationally, not a great Coffee Dripper. We also don't have any, like, marginal healing relics. And we have a pair, so the pair and the Regal Pillow both boost the value of resting. This could be a skip. I think maybe Ectoplasm is better than Skip here. We don't have any gold synergy relics. We don't really have enough money that, like, you know, sometimes you have 1,000 gold and you pick Ectoplasm and you're like, all right, great. I don't need any more gold, so that's pretty rare, but that's not the situation here. Hard to imagine Coffee Dripper being worse than Skip. Coffee Dripper is usually one of the best, but it could definitely get us killed. Establishment decks tend to be a little bit slow, too, so if we don't get bites, we might end up bleeding out some health in hallway fights. And in the absence of marginal healing, and in the absence of resting, that does result in us dying. Also, I don't know if we're too excited about bites. We have a Strike Dummy and a Strike Plus, which we'd be giving up for bites. Normally it's not close between bites and strikes, but if a strike is hitting for 14, bite hits for 7, that's half the damage. Yeah, Ectoplasm into Thieves is definitely a thing. But I think we're just going to have to swallow it here. How much do we need the 4th energy? That's a good question. With Establishment, we can decost the deck down to 0. If we get, like, a Meditate, I guess. Which means maybe we don't need the energy. If we're going to pick Worship, though, Worship is pretty expensive. I don't know. I guess Worship also, like, going into Divinity gives you a bunch of energy, so you probably don't need that much energy that turn. Yeah, this is really I'm really struggling with this pick because I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Busted Crown is the worst option, so we're going to eliminate that one. Busted Crown, you're out. Because this deck is not good enough to kill the heart. We need to find a bunch of stuff, like a Meditate. Worship, right? So we can't take that. Our ectoplasm, coffee dripper, and skip are all options at that point. I think ectoplasm is better than coffee dripper. Because coffee dripper makes us give up a really valuable resource, which is the like Regal Pillow and the pear healing. So I think I'm going to eliminate coffee dripper as well. So I think it's going to be either ectoplasm or skip here. Whereas ectoplasm makes us give up a fairly valuable resource, which is all of our future gold earnings. But skip is fairly strong here, because skip is basically like an old, like 2 old coins here. Skip is like, over the course of the run, you'll get like, I don't know, 400 more gold, right? And ectoplasm is, over the course of the run, you get an extra energy every turn. Okay, so basically we're choosing, we can pay 400 gold for a extra energy every turn with no downside. I guess when you frame it like that, it's pretty obvious that ectoplasm is correct rather than skip. Okay, alright. Okay. We should avoid shops. I guess maybe we should go to a shop now while we still have some money before the thieves take it. So we could like go to this shop. Go to some question marks. Get 2 elites in the act, one of these 2. If we go left, we can get 3 elites. This one, that one, and one of these 2. Probably this one, because he's got a bonus fire. That's a pretty juicy route with a elite fire, hallway fight, fire, elite fire. 3 fights before the first elite. I guess it's 3 fights, then an elite, then another fight, and then another elite before the first arrest, which is a little rough. Whereas this right route is like just a bunch of question marks, and then the elite, and then a fire, and then another fire, and then the elite, which is quite a bit safer. Does deck want apparitions? Maybe. I would prefer to get apparitions and then pair, rather than pair and then apparitions, but I guess pair is not a disqualifier. Right, I think I like this right now. Oh, thieves immediately. Okay, well, that was the whole point of going over here, is to spend the money before the thieves. We're being robbed. It's pretty unusual that a card that doesn't have innate ends up in the innate spot. This is the very first card we drew because the miracle is generated. So this establishment decided to be an establishment plus for just one fight, just to let us taste it. Wouldn't it be nice if you could always have establishment on turn 1? That's what it's saying. Whispering. Okay, probably want to go for Mugger first. We have quite a bit of damage here. If we don't play the establishment, we have 22, 31, wait a minute. Yeah, 22, 31, 43 damage. Not quite enough to kill. So we're probably going to play establishment, carve reality, and not smite, so we can decost the smite. Meal ticket is good even if you don't have money. Meal ticket's kind of insane. Alright, so let's just play all the good cards. And I'll go ahead and throw an extra strike in before we defend, since it's worth a health. Bowling Bash, Flying Sleeves kills Mugger. I guess maybe I could have considered two possible adjustments to that play: smiting this looter and to save 1 health, and whatchamacallit? Oh, I forgot what the other play was. I felt like I messed something up. Oh, holding the flying sleeves so that it doesn't so that it decosts. But I think I like holding the smite for when we go into wrath mode. Hopefully next turn. Yeah, Endergrim, whole big round of gifted subs went out, courtesy of Pixel Noise, and you were one of the recipients. Congratulations. This looks lethal. I'm gonna assume that it is lethal. It's very lethal. Alright. An option for a pressure points, empty body crescendo. Don't have very much stance changing. Doesn't look like that's the focus here with the establishment. So I don't think we're taking either of the stance changing cards. I think we're probably looking for like a protect for our defensive card. Because we can decost that down to 0. I don't think we need the pressure points. We've got quite a few offensive cards. Probably looking to scale Brilliance for our big like damage cap turns. We don't need pressure points for that. So we're skipping the cards. Bottled Miracle has a pretty good argument to be better than either of these. I do like the potion sound quite a bit. Drip, 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 up. Would you take Mantra now? Mantra is a mechanic, so I'm not sure which card you're referring to. Probably referring to Prostrate. I think I probably would. Oh, Worship. Yeah, I would definitely take Worship. Worship is very exciting. Worship is like a card we're definitely looking for. Part of the reason we didn't pick Busted Crown is we need to find a Worship. We want to find like a Worship and a Meditate. I think I expect to get more health out of Speed Pot than Essence of Steel. Essence of Steel is usually like, you get like 6 health out of it. Whereas Speed Pot you can usually get 10 out of. Okay. Question marks for Bites, Evaporations, and Ancient Writing. Man, this route is so sad now that I'm forced to go to this shop with 79 gold. We still have enough for a card remove, right? We didn't pay for a card remove in Act 1. So that 79 gold can be a relic. Okay. If we lose money in this next question mark, we're so screwed. But I guess we can't, right? We already fought looters, so there's nothing here that removes money. Meat on the bone, that's very worth it. Man, now I see... Okay, I guess we were supposed to pick Coffee Dripper. There's no way to know that, but like, Coffee Dripper would have been so much better with meat on the bone. Okay. I think these potions are both worse than the current ones. Maybe like Attack Pot over Speed Pot. Okay. Okay, it is 75. Whew. I thought for a second like maybe I had removed a card. And that I would now be in trouble. No super important cards. Windmill Strike is kind of nice if you, I don't have to live with the shame as Smoke. I can buy my way out of shame. It's kind of funny that you can pay him 85 gold for his relic, or you can pay him 75 gold in 2 floors. Okay, so we can't do anything interesting with gold for the rest of the round, so no need to talk too much about the shop. This question mark is a fight. Goodness. I'll play Talk to the Hand and then Brilliance. It's not optimal in terms of plated armor damage, but it is optimal in terms of block, and I think that's what we care about more here. Yeah, I'll take 1. We can Eruption stuff Vigilance. Probably Eruption Carve Reality Vigilance. Maybe fit a Bowling Bash in there with a Miracle. That would be 3 attacks, so this would end up blocking for base 11, and then we are frail. So we would end up losing 3 and going to 8. So we would end up blocking out because of the 9 block we'd get back. Okay. Wait, do we have lethal? 24 leaves him at 12. That is lethal. Okay. I'm glad I counted. Fear No Evil, what's good in the deck? So bad. Now we got a Fear No Evil plus. Maybe we should have intentionally taken some damage here. If we'd gone down to 39, we would have healed for 12. So we would have gone up to 51. So we could have healed for 3. I don't know. It seems like the risk probably is not worth it. I think we're still no on Fear No Evil. I don't see any reason why it got better. And same on Empty Body, and I think Just Lucky probably isn't doing enough. Just Lucky is kind of tempting, because it's really good with duality. It both procs duality and pays off duality. But we have 4 energy, and we're kind of already struggling to spend it. So having a 0-cost card is probably not where we want to be. Okay. Time to pay off that Bowling Bash. Looks like Vigilance Strike will conclude the game. Getting to kill both summoned gremlins on turn 1 is great. If we go into Eruption here, we're doing a lot of damage, but we're not going to have an exit next turn because we've already drawn Calm. So there's a chance he just kills us. So we do Eruption, that's 9 plus 24, that's 33 damage, plus the 32 from this is 65, plus 18 is 83. 83 damage is a hell of a lot of damage. So we'll probably get lethal next turn. So let's count on it. He's also just like not attacking. Okay. Bowling Bash is, I think, lethal by itself. Oh, I guess it's not quite. It's 42. Okay. Good fight. Perfect gremlin leader. Wheel Kick seems really good. So does Deceive Reality, though. I think Deceive Reality is so good we can't skip it. As much as I want to pick a Wheel Kick. Deceive Reality Safety is one of the few cards that scales your decks. And we have a dex generator, so that's pretty relevant. Good morning, Guitar. Vegetablebread. Yeah, I think I'll pick Deceive Reality. Hard to skip with an establishment. Colorless Pot versus Bottled Miracle, I think. I think Attack Pot's probably better than Bottled Miracle. I say. Okay. Centurion Mystic. Name it more classic combo. Eruption Strike Vigilance is a good start. Should get us the 20 damage necessary to get Mystic to start healing. Thanks for the kind words, Guitar. See you around. All lurkers are welcome. Can we sidebar on the term lurker for a second? It's like, it's such a like, it's like a very non-harmful, like the activity that lurking describes in the context of Twitch chat is such a like non-threatening activity. It's like you're just hanging out, you're like working or something and listening in the background, like totally inoffensive. Like nobody could ever be offended by that. But then the actual word that we use to describe it is normally used to describe some extremely creepy behavior, right? Like lurking. Can you, in any other context, lurking is like such a negative word. But it's totally chill for Twitch chat, and that's very odd. I think we're using an attack pot here. We may get lethal on one of them. with the attack bot, and even if we don't, we just get an extra dex for vigilance. We kind of need it this turn. We're getting attacked for 23. Vigilance is our only block. Maybe you use the colorless bot, because then it could be either an attack or a block, and those would both be pretty good outcomes. Yeah, let's do that. I guess finesse is probably what we're looking at. Could be 2 blocks. Alright, let's go ahead and do the Eruption Strike and then finesse to get the extra dex. Aha, it is extra block. Okay. So we got to keep the 2 retained cards, block most of the damage, still taking a little bit, but if Establishment comes around, we can make those cost 0. And if not, we can just use them to kill people. 2 defense is not much while we're frail. We've also got the safety, I suppose. We only have 4 energy available this turn. Brilliance and Strike Plus probably won't get played. So I guess it's like Brilliance, Strike Plus, Safety Defend. Unless we have Lethal. 8 plus 9, 17, off by 10. But we can block out for 15, so that feels pretty good. Alright, here's our turn off. Not attacking. So we get to attack. I think she's not allowed to heal this turn. Oh no, I guess she is. Okay. Go ahead and establish the establishment. And get lethal on Centurion. Get another retained card for leader. And get lethal. It's lethal. Sure is. Okay, great. We do end up in calm a lot of the time. Like Water is some block. Like Water would be our 3rd orthogonal defensive option, which is kind of strange, right? Because we have Talk to the Hand for generating block, we have Duality for generating dex, and then Like Water would be some end of turn block. I don't hate having lots of sources of defensive stats. It's kind of like a kunai defect, where it's like, are you doing Frost Orbs or kunai? And you're like, both. But I think I'm pretty happy with the current defensive suite. So I don't feel like I have to take Like Water. And we only have the 1 copy of Vigilance. Probably not taking too many more Calm Enters. So that's going to get diluted over time. Alright, see you around, Sir Artemal. Thank you, thank you. Have a good D&D session as well. Don't be too mean. I don't think we want any of these. Okay. Just skipping them. I would love to take an upgrade on Establishment. Seems like we've got enough health to support that plan. Let's do it. Alright. Ooh, a Bottled Tornado. We don't even need that upgrade. Man, we literally just wasted an upgrade. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess we just bottle the Establishment 2, just for kicks. Oh wait, no, we take Sapphire Key, obviously. Shouldn't take a relic that does nothing versus taking a key that does something. Yeah, really, really unfortunate. I guess I would rather have put the... I guess getting a blue key at a campsite's a decent outcome. Don't hate that too much. Could have gotten an upgrade on Vigilance or something. Yeah, I guess that's not really a good upgrade. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. Not what I would have asked for, but... the game doesn't give you what you ask for. Thanks for the channel points, Rainhorse. I usually do the exercise redemptions during card rewards, so we'll get to that in a second. Let's see, Bowling Bash or Vigilance, or both. That's true, I frequently do not do them at all. Although I do always record them. So I will get to it, I do promise that. But it may not be soon at all. But this one I'll remember because I just talked about it, right? Right? I like your little up arrow. It's a good good emote to have on hand. Or good, I guess ASCII character, that's how I would describe that. 7 damage or being in calm. Does being in calm do anything? Not really. Damage. Excuse me. Perplexing gaze. So perplexing. Well, we have establishments, so this Flying Sleeves will be playable eventually. Looks like Strike, Defend this turn, probably. Take a little bit of damage. Not too much. We don't have lethal, so probably shouldn't play Eruption. I guess like Strike, Deceive Reality, Defend. Blocks for 11. Take 7. We could just Deceive Reality Safety. I guess that requires the Miracle. Or I guess we could Flying Sleeves Deceive Reality Safety. But I would like to hold on to the safety if I can. And I can, so. And the Flying Sleeves as well. It's not that much health. Just 4. Canadian Multilingual Standard Keyboard. Wow. You've got an up arrow. You've got a key that produces an up arrow glyph. I have an up arrow key, but when I push it, it just goes to my last message, which is apparently this. Wow. Look at that. Canadian Multilingual Standard Keyboard. Tell me, does your keyboard have mechanical switches? I've been in the market for a new keyboard. My current one has those stupid little plastic domes. I hate them. No, feel free to show off, man. You got a cool keyboard. Who doesn't like a cool keyboard? If we, like, Carve Reality, Flying Sleeves Vigilance we block out, and enter Calm, get Smite to decost. Or we could, like, Carve Reality, Flying Sleeves Safety Conclude. Does more damage. I guess just Carve Reality Flying Sleeves Conclude blocks out as well. They don't need the safety. Because Flying Sleeves blocks for 6. Yeah, okay. Now we're vulnerable. Eruption Smite is not lethal. So we're not going to do it. We're going to do the 2 strikes, I think. And I guess Smite blocks out here, so I'll play it. In abundance of caution. Okay, now we have lethal, right? Yes. Cool. Alright. Rushdown is good. We don't really have any Wrath Enters. Rushdown is a card that we would like definitely pick if we had gotten the orange pellets. But we didn't get orange pellets, so I don't really see why I'm excited about it. It's a pretty thin deck for mid-Act 2. Or late Act 2, I suppose. But I don't see any reason to add any of these cards to it, so I won't. We took an upgrade at the last campsite. We have the same health as we did then, more or less. Through the magic of Meat on the Bone. So I think we're taking another upgrade. Probably on like Bowling Bash. Bowling Bash Plus is pretty good. Vigilance has got a good upgrade too, 4 block. Thin decks are good. It's consistent. Draw your cards. Right, all the time. Deceive Reality has a really high drawn played rate. Probably quite a bit higher than Vigilance. I guess the block per energy that you get from upgrading is only 4 for Vigilance. And it's only 2 for Vigilance, and it's 3 for Deceive Reality. Bowling Bash gets a heck of a lot more than that. Especially in the collector fight. It's 30 damage for 1 energy. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Hard to second guess that. We want to avoid the shop, so I'll go ahead and take the question mark first. Has apparitions in it. Huh. Well, I said at the beginning of the act that I would take apparitions, and since then we got a meat on the bone. Meat on the bone is pretty good with apparitions. Because you can, like, go to half health and then heal to full with meat on the bone. Apparitions also gives you a decent amount of control over when the fight ends. Because you can just block while you apparition. We don't have a super solid defensive plan, so having apparitions would shore that up quite a bit. We also don't have a lot of good cards to upgrade. Apparitions are certainly those. So I think we say yes. We do lose a little bit of current HP. And then we die to book stabbing. Cool. I think we want to get the establishment down and play the strike plus for sure. If we play this strike, we block out, but we lose the miracle. I think that's okay. Probably double apparition is getting played here. So let's do that. And then I guess play the biggest damage cards. 3 and get 3 wounds. Ouch. I'm gonna extend our apparition stay. Play the eruption and the carve reality for sure, so we get the smite. And I think we'll play the deceive reality, mostly so that we can decost the safety. Alright, we're gonna need to get lethal soon. This is never doing more damage than right now. I guess in the future it could block for 3. Conclude's always getting played this turn. I think one of the defends is always getting played, so I'll just play that now. I guess we play the strike in the conclude, and then we can't use the other energy efficiently. I guess if I play the flying sleeves now, then it has a chance of shuffling, and shuffling a 0 cost, deal 16, seems good. But there's no point in playing these because they exhaust. Okay, looks like we're getting lethal though. Give it to smite. Alright, 3 damage, Book of Stabbing, seems good. Fasting would be good if we got the stupid orange pellets, but we did not. Sanctity is really, really good if everything in your deck costs 0, which is something that this deck could potentially eventually do. It's also upgraded, gets 9 block for 1 energy, which is pretty good. Sanctity seems strong. We do have somewhat of a problem playing a skill last because we have Conclude, so we're going to struggle to end our turns with skills, but especially actually with, I guess Duality naturally encourages us to end our skills with Defense. Let's grab the Sanctity. Sanctity pluses. Chef's Kiss. Knowing Skull. Crap. I thought Knowing Skull required you to have like a certain amount of health. I guess we're above it. Let me just look that up real quick. 12 or more, yeah, that's pretty low. We could just get some gold. Oh wait. We're full on potions. Colorless cards actually are super, super good. Because colorless cards could be Panacea, and Panacea is busted with Duality. So we might be in for a colorless card here. You don't get to choose with Knowing Skull. He kind of just gives you a random one. And it's always an uncommon, despite the fact that it doesn't say that here. And Panacea is an uncommon. I mean, triggering Meat on the Bone is not really super valuable in the next fight as the boss. But you are correct. I think we just leave. Panacea is good, but I don't know if I'm willing to pay 6 health for a shot at it. Plus we could just get like a bad card. There's lots of bad cards. Alright, what are the bad cards here? Okay, so there's Bandage Up, which would be good. Blind is good. Dark Shackles is good. Deep Breath is okay. Discovery is bad. Dramatic Entrance is bad. Enlightenment's bad. Finesse is okay. Flash of Steel is okay. Forethought's bad. Good Instincts is okay. Impatience is okay. Jack of Trades is bad. Madness is bad. Mind Blast is bad. Panacea is amazing. Panic Button's pretty good. Purity's bad. Swift Strike is fairly bad. Trip is good. So the worst ones are like Mind Blast and like Madness and Jack of Trades. Forethought. Enlightenment. Yeah, I don't really want it. No, it can't be Hand of Greed. It's an uncommon. It doesn't say uncommon colorless, but it is. Oh, Rainhorse. That's a good point. I totally said that I wasn't going to forget, and then I forgot. I think we're smithing up a apparition here. And fighting a collector. Establishment's always happening. I think we want to beat him up. If we don't draw Vigilance, there's a pretty good chance we draw an apparition. So let's just get started on beating him up. We have a stance potion for emergency. Stance changing. We got not only an apparition, but also Vigilance. So apparition blocks out. Carve Reality Strike kills one of the torch heads if we want. We do. We could extend our apparition or intangible with apparition, or we could just let that one cycle around. I think I like letting that one cycle around. And not exiting Wrath? No, let's exit Wrath. Because otherwise we have to draw an apparition next turn or we like die. That seems bad. Okay, we also block for 2. He is summoning another guy, so we should put this guy to low health if we can, but not kill him. And then we kill him immediately after he summons. This does 20, this does 16, that is 36 together. That puts him pretty low. Okay. I guess Deceive Reality, Defend, conclude. Alright, this is the big debuff turn. We haven't drawn Talk of the Hand yet. Awkwardly. No, we actually, apparently on our last run, oh yeah, so our last run was kind of a nightmare. The previous run, it's like burned into my memory so I can remember it. There were no attacks on floor 1, so we picked pressure points. And then on floor 2, we were offered a transform a card. So we transformed a strike and got a prey. And at that point I was like, uh-oh, bad stuff is happening. And then we got killed by sentries on like floor 7. It was a winnable seed, but I think you'd have to know what was coming for it to be truly winnable. But yes, I do like boss swaps, but it wasn't offered because we didn't make it. Last run was brutal. I guess we play Apparition because I guess it doesn't matter if it blocks or not because we're blocking out either way. We can draw 2 cards. So let's do that. Try to draw... Talk to the hand. Which is apparently deciding to bottom deck here. We probably want to do some attacks before he debuffs us. So I think we probably wanted to kill this Torch Head. We can do 28 damage to him. Maybe attack pot for more. Tantrum. Yeah, you should take boss swaps as Watcher, as Smoke. It's yeah, it's bad sometimes. The worst one's probably Busted Crown. Busted Crown might not always be winnable. There's also some problematic outcomes from Calling Bell, but you're usually going to win. I think Tantrum is a mistake here, unfortunately. I guess we have the Stance Potion, so we can kick it stuck. Alright, I'll take a Tantrum. It kills the guy this turn. It also procs Talk to the Hand a bunch. I guess we have to play both. Maybe we'll get a strike or something. There's no point in playing it now. Okay. Coin every turn. See, not playing this Smite actually was good because we got extra damage on Bowling Dash. So he's dying to conclude, which presumably is happening. We're gonna do the Stance Pot. Talk the Hand is always going to the Collector. So is Tantrum and let's see, and Smite. I guess Safety is also getting played, so it's going to be like Bowling Bash, Safety, Calm, Conclude. Yeah, okay. He's hitting for on the order of 32. So Safety is required. Okay. That Apparition has wheeled all the way back around now. I guess we'll play it. Seems like we need it. I guess this blocks for 6, 9. Let's play the Carve Reality to get the Smite. We're going to skip the Flying Sleeve so that we can decost it. And so I'm doing that. Okay. I guess not only are we decosting it, we're also saving it for a turn when we need 6 block. Can't save these. Okay. He is not attacking, so we can go get him. We can redraw the Tantrum with Deceive Reality Sanctity. And do a bunch of damage. We're getting pretty close here. If we don't Deceive Reality Safety, we have Tantrum guaranteed next turn. We're still weak next turn. Let's see, we're getting lethal, so we're doing 18 plus 12 is 30, plus 13 is 43, plus another 13 is 56. Plus the, these two are doing 18 is, 18 plus 36 is 54. Wait, I did my math all wrong somehow. These are 26 together, these are 30 together, so it's 56. So we're off by currently 20, and that one hits for 18, so I'm pretty sure we're getting lethal. Do we have enough energy? No. Yeah, we can just take lethal next turn. We don't have to play the Sanctity. We don't really have to play these either, but let's play them at some point. I guess Flying Sleeves wants to get played so that we can redraw it. I'll just wait on the Smite. Just to make sure we're getting it. Crashing pins sounds. This is a Master Reality. I think that's worth considering here. Usually Master Reality is a hard pass. We have Carve Reality and Deceive Reality. As well as... Oh, I thought we took an Insight card, but I guess we didn't. Alright, we probably shouldn't take Master Reality then. I thought we had an Insight card. Alpha seems unnecessary. Deus Ex Machina seems minorly helpful. Maybe. That's true. I didn't hit for 18 because I'm weak. Good point. But we had plenty of damage. Yeah, I think I'll take the Deus Ex Machina. It frees me up to pick a little bit more card draw, which is something that seems like we need. We have been doing some establishment retain card stuff. And once that starts really clicking in like Act 4, we need a lot of card draw to like draw us through our zero cost deck. We also just need like a protect. I'm not sure why we haven't seen a protect this run, but we have not. Alright. Pandora's Box has got some stuff working against it here. We don't have any eggs. We have a strike dummy and an upgraded strike and an upgraded defend. So we got some decent basics here. Runic Dome would take us up to 5 energy. Or, wait. Yeah, 5 energy. Which would be nice. Snecko, I think, is a hard pass with establishment decks. We don't want the cost of our retained cards to get randomized every turn, because we have to decost them. Snecko with Deus Ex seems good. I mean, I guess. I think we're just taking Runic Dome. Why can't I ever get, like, a Pyramid? It does get randomized. It gets randomized every time you draw it. I'm not sure what you mean by every turn, but I understand how Snecko Eye works. It really hardcore fights with Establishment, because with Establishment we want to get our deck to cost 0, and Snecko makes that not work. Yeah, I don't mind Dome too much. How many prayers are inside that box? I don't know. I wouldn't hate a mantra for sure. Or not mantra, worship. Mantra's the mechanic. Maybe it is Pandora's Box? Could give us some retain cards, could give me like a protect. Protect would be really good. I'm kind of exposed to like all of Watcher's mechanics. I guess if it gave me like a weave, I'd be a little upset. Weave is not good. But like, I currently have strikes. Yeah, I guess box is probably correct. I don't hate Runic Dome here either, but we just can't use 5 energy. Especially with the Deus Ex Machina. Alright. This one's also the most fun card to click on, so let's click on that one. Boop! I don't understand why this is a screen for Pandora's Box, but it's not a screen for Astrolabe. Astrolabe doesn't show them to you. It's just like, okay, they're in your deck now. Bye. This is a horrible outcome. We got 2 copies of Study. Yikes. Can I have that Master Reality back? I don't know. It'd be a lot of card draw, I suppose. Vault is fine. Just Lucky's okay. Windmill Strike is actually kind of fine. We still have the Strike dummy, so like Windmill Strike does get damage from that, and we have Establishment, so it's better than it normally is. Conclude's great. Hard to complain about Conclude. Fear No Evil's probably better than a Strike. Just Lucky's okay, but those 2 studies are brutal. Almost everything's an uncommon. Weird. Alright. Awakened One. You don't think you understand Vault. Vault has some fairly complicated interactions, but mostly it's just what's printed on the card. What don't you understand about it? Do we need the 5th energy? I mean, I guess Study. Says we need as much energy as we can get. Gotta fight this guy. So probably going like this line after that. And then I'd like to get that fire before, so go this guy. And like this line. Alternately, we could go through here. And that's just like more fights. Okay, so I think we start this way. You spend 3 energy to make another move. Yes, that's exactly how it works. I mean, we have 4 energy, so we get to spend 1 energy on the turn we vault, but the real bonus for it is it procs our establishment twice, so that's pretty good. Establishment's getting played. I think both apparitions are getting played. And then I guess we'll just look on this guy. Sanctity's fine for next turn. Should have played the apparition last. Wasn't thinking about it. Keep the flying sleeves to decost it. Okay, we're still intangible. We do have 2 copies of Sanctity now. We have 2 copies of Sanctity and 2 copies of Conclude, I just realized. We had a Conclude before, and now we got another one. So 2 Sanctities, 2 Concludes. Awkward. What are we doing this turn? Probably Conclude. I guess like Miracle Sanctity. Or like Apparition Sanctity, maybe? Just to draw some cards. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what your misunderstanding was. What would an extra move be? If you draw a card, is that an extra move? I guess. Wait, should I miracle out the Conclude? Conclude seems good. Wow. I guess they had quite a bit of armor, maybe that wasn't worth it. Okay. Talk to the Hand generally goes on the middle one for me in this fight. And then we can like Eruption Bowling Bash to knock one down. Probably this one. We'll go ahead and Eruption on the middle one to block this damage. Okay. Windmill Strike Carve Reality is 40 damage, plus the 16 is 56. That is enough exactly to kill him. Okay. Seems nice. Develop a safety in hand that we can decost. I'm not hating these insights. They seem pretty nice. Conclude does 24, so we gotta do 4 damage to this Darkling. And 22 to him. That does 24. So we have lethal. Okay. That's attacked. I think that's the presumptive pick. It's up against Like-Water Plus, which is nice. I think it's going to be hard to overcome a protect here. Falling. Aha! We can lose a study. Thank you, Falling. We definitely don't want 2 studies. We definitely want all of our aberrations. I wouldn't hate losing Fear No Evil, but if it's against a card that I actively want to remove, I'm take that one. I do like rare relics. These guys could beat us up, but we have apparition, so we might get there. I think we win this most of the time. Alright, I think apparition is happening, establishment's happening, and then like bowling bash miracle study. Okay. Maybe that was kind of a waste of the miracle. Talk to the hand and conclude are happening. I guess like deceive reality safety, as well as like both of the other attacks and the miracles. Seems okay. It's obviously not great, but wait, we have 4 energy left. And we want to play 4 energy worth of cards. It seems fine. Alright, so our target health here is 20. If we can get to 20, we heal for 12. Oh wait, sorry, it's 19. If we can get to 19, we heal for 12. This looks like a vault. I think this turn is Sanctity Vault. Okay. Good talk. Decost these two. End with a skill, so we can Sanctity now. Sure. Get a couple of insights. Nothing super useful to do with the last energy. I guess apparition's fine to do with the last energy. Let's just play that. What is it, Coconut? Coconut would like everyone in Twitch chat to know that she just pooped. It's very important that everyone is aware. That's right, Coconut wants to play. Okay, we want to kill them both this turn, ideally. Or next turn, I suppose. Maybe we want to go into Wrath. Wrath mode conclude does 32 AoE. Hey, what are you doing? Come here. Why are you yelling at me? Oh, now you run away, huh? Alright. I can respect that. Okay, so Conclude does 32, Eruption does 9, that's 41. Kind of an inconvenient number for that Orb Walker. 32 plus 24 is 54. Seems like a pretty efficient way to kill that guy. Seems like we just like have lethal easily here. Okay. I guess I should have maybe considered taking some damage to proc meat on the bone. There's another Protect plus. Oh, there's another Protect. This one's upgraded, I should say. Oh, okay. I'm not forgetting about your Rain Horse. I've remembered your Exercise Redemption. So the Protect is really good. Evaluate is kind of okay. We have a lot of insights. So we need to find a way to synergize with those. Take a third Sanctity. Yeah, but I think it's going to be the Protect. Okay. Alright. Now we're all protected. Got 2 protects and 2 floors there. Establishment's happening. Apparition is happening. So let's draw some cards. See what they are. We have to play this one too. And I guess I'm going to miracle out both of these. Since we're intangible for 2 turns. Might as well get a bunch of damage. And I think that's lethal. This deck does a lot of damage when it sets its mind to something. Simmering Fury is a heck of a lot of card draw. Puts us in Wrath. We've been looking for that Worship for forever. Doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Seems like the speculative brilliance did not quite pay off. We do have another Wrath exit. We've got sort of two of them now, Fear No Evil and Vigilance. So I wouldn't hate having a Wrath enter. Drawing 3 cards is really good. It's pretty good with Vault too, so you can like Simmering Fury and Vault to draw a bunch of cards. If we're going to take Simmering Fury, then at some point we need to take a Tranquility, I think. Maybe Simmering Fury is not good. It seems like we have a lot of cards in hand sometimes because of all the retaining going on. But we need card draw, and Simmering Fury is that. Do we need card draw? Study is kind of card draw. It's not like Wheel Kick or Cut Through Fate style card draw, but it is card draw. I think it works. Getting down to 7 cards in hand, though, is pretty challenging. And that's something that Cut Through Fate does not ask you to do. Empty Mind, also card draw. If we're going to do Fear No Evil, Empty Mind is energy neutral. Gives us a Wrath exit. I'd rather have a Wrath enter than a Wrath exit, and this one draws more cards. I'll pick it. Speed Pot versus Gambler's Brew. Gambler's Brew is more useful for getting out of an emergency. Speed Pot's lucky to Gambler's Brew. The shop is useless. We could pick it just to dodge a fight. Let's see, if we get to 19, then we heal up to 31, so we could actually increase our health in this hallway fight, if we are careful and judicious. Oh boy. It's a difficult fight to be careful and judicious in. Establishment's getting played. I think Carve Reality and Deceive Reality are probably getting played. And then maybe we Miracle out of Vigilance. Let's see what he's doing. Okay. So yeah, Miracling out Vigilance seems wise. Okay, we get to decost all these. We're vulnerable. Fear No Evil doesn't change our stance because he's not attacking. Maybe he will start attacking. We could just leave him doing this big attack and play Apparition. But we might as well get the damage in while we're in Wrath mode. Okay. And I guess we'll go into Calm and then back into Wrath. And we can only really hold 3 cards because we just we're gonna draw. Actually, we're gonna draw 8 next turn, so we can only really hold 2 cards. I don't really like that situation. I guess I'll just play the 2 Miracles and waste 4 energy. Okay. Why did I pick Deus Ex Machina? What is it doing in the deck? Talk to the Hand is always getting played, but I think I'll play the Brilliance first to get through the armor. He's hitting for 114. Dang. That's a lot. Looks like we don't have a way to exit Wrath mode either, so we're probably going to have to Gambler's Brew to look for Vault or Apparition. Or we could just leave him in defense mode. That seems pretty unsavory. Let's go ahead and do that. 5 cards is probably enough to find one. Yeah, there's a Vault. We could play Apparition instead of Vault. We're gonna need to do this change of stance, so let's see what he's up to after that. Yeah, if we play Apparition, we get to play Study. So let's do that. Okay. Alright, there's the other Apparition. Let's start with that. And draw some cards. Card reality is going to happen. Might as well play that. Nope, reason to see insight at the end of the turn, right? That was actually really unsafe, because he could have gone into Curse here. I didn't realize I was running out of energy. That was a misplay. We are retaining 6 cards, so maybe we should just play one? Nah. We might get lethal here. Or even half mode, so... I guess we have 2 concludes kind of battling it out, so we can't play both, right? So we probably won't get lethal. Let's see, Windmill Strike does 28. That would do, let's see, sort of 23 health damage-ish. So it puts him to 32. I guess that is lethal, right? No, I guess I did that math wrong. That math is complicated. Okay, well, we might as well just use the Protect to block here, because we can. And... let's see. Sanctity could draw a Retain card, and then conclude. It did. Flying Sleeves. Okay. So it should be lethal for next turn. Oh, you can't play Conclude in this fight. What am I doing? I could have gotten cursed again. I would have left myself open to that, like, repeatedly. I guess we won, so... I didn't get myself to 20 either, but we only took 1 damage in the fight, so that's not too bad. We don't really need more block cards. We've kind of got a lot of them now. We don't scry very often, so I think we're skipping all these. Heading on towards the Mega Elite. Okay. Establishment, I think, is getting played. Yeah, I don't know why I like just didn't think about how Conclude was going to change his thing. Yeah, I just got lucky and it worked. I was like, okay, he's hitting for this much, so I'll block for that much, and then Conclude. No. Conclude next turn seems fine. Take 2. Alright, Talk to the Hand is a critical component of how this fight will work for me. Looks like we need to play Apparition 2, though, because it's exhausting. I guess we just end with Talk to the Hand, Conclude. And hope that the big turn is next turn. No, I should have played a Miracle and an Apparition there. Oh wait, no, I guess Apparition is good later in the fight. I was thinking about hand size, but it didn't think it mattered too much. Miracle Sanctity is energy neutral and draws 2 cards. Develops some slow. We can Fear No Evil without exiting Wrath because he's not attacking. That's fun. Vault is actually really good in this fight because he keeps his slow procs because they go away at the beginning of his turn, so you kind of get to take 2 turns in a row building up your slows, which is nice. So maybe we like play Vault this turn and then play Windmill Strike next turn. So we've got like 3 other energy. Let's see what we've got in hand. Okay, Flying Sleeves will also decost for next turn. Unfortunately, drawing Apparition. Unfortunate to draw Apparition here, but it's okay. We can't play Conclude and Vault, so if we're playing Vault, we're not playing Conclude. So we'd have to spend 3 energy on other kinds of attacks, just like Fear No Evil and Bowling Bash and Brilliance. Okay, so we want to do them in ascending order of damage, so it's like this. Okay, so we still got 6 procs because of the reasons. So what do we start with? We have 4 energy. This costs 1. This costs 0. So we're up to 2, 3 energy if we want to play both halves. 4. So we just play all attacks this turn, I guess. We're already in Wrath, so we just go in ascending order of damage. So I think it's like this. Okay, this is some pretty decent damage. Not amazing. Should have just played Miracle Deceive Reality at the beginning of the turn. Would have gotten 2 extra slow procs for all the attacks. I don't think I'm willing to play it now. Miracle's too valuable in the fight. Alright, we have a Stance Exit, which is pretty valuable. We want to play the Protects first to get slow procs, but we also want to play the Protects last to benefit from the duality decks, so that's kind of confusing. I think last wins, because he's hitting for... I guess he's only hitting for 40, so this blocks for 8 plus 12, so up to 20, 36, so we only need 4 extra block. So that's only like 1 attack first. Actually, wait, just lucky blocks too. So maybe we can save the Protect Plus. If we have 8 plus 12 is 20 plus 2 is 22, and we want to block for 40, we need to make up 18 difference out of 3. So we need to play 6 attacks somehow with 2 energy. Doesn't seem like that's happening. Plus we have to end with the Conclude. So maybe we play like Protect, Deceive Reality, Just Lucky, Protect. Or sorry, Vigilance, Deceive Reality, Just Lucky, Protect for the block. So it's 8 plus 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14, plus 12 is 26. Plus 4 times attacks, and then we play 2 attacks, one of which is Just Lucky. Okay, so we Brilliance first. Windmill Strike is good. That's a good way to pay off all of our slow procs, eventually. Okay. We can Eruption and Fear No Evil this turn, which is kind of neat. Probably want to start with Sanctity, or I guess like we want to incorporate Sanctity in there somewhere for a slow proc. We're also getting Stone Calendar at the end of next turn, so assuming we're trying to kill him at the end of next turn, we have to do 130 damage over 2 turns. Probably want to play Windmill Strike next turn while in Wrath. So it'll get an additional 4 damage going up to 18. Being in Wrath means it's going to do 36. So we got to do 94 damage outside that. Seems like a lot to ask. I don't think we've got 94 damage from other sources. I guess Carve Reality does quite a bit. So maybe we're not getting lethal next turn. We're going to have to block for a hell of a lot if we're not getting lethal next turn. So it seems like the max block plan is probably the plan we're on. So it seems like that's Eruption first, then Fear No Evil, then like Simmering Fury, Sanctity. Let's see what we can draw. Okay, Bowling Bash, 0 cost attacks conclude, I guess. These are currently blocking for 32, and there's 2 of them. So they're actually blocked for enough right now, so I should use them for slow procs instead of Dex. Okay. We do have an Apparition this turn, so we don't really have to worry about blocking. So we can try to kill him with Windmill Strike next turn. Okay, so let's play the Apparition first. And then Sanctity. And we don't really need Simmering Fury, do we? Because it draws us extra cards next turn. We would draw 7 of these 8 cards, or I guess we draw all 8 of them. So we would draw exactly this hand. It's got Eruption, Bowling Bash, Fear No Evil, Conclude in it. Seems like some pretty good damage. So I think we do want to play Simmering Fury, so we should play it now. And then I guess just attacks in ascending order ending with Conclude. So it's like Carve Reality, Conclude, and Brilliance are the energy ones, and just Lucky Flying Sleeves are the free ones. Definitely want to leave that. We probably do have lethal. I was just trying to maximize damage, but you're right, we just have lethal right now. Okay, we just have lethal even without Calendar. Hey, there's the Worship. I've been looking for that for a while. Seems good. Take it. I want to upgrade it, but we have to do it here if we want to get the Mega Elite. Oh boy. We're getting pretty close to that 19 total where we could heal. Probably going to need Apparition this turn. Okay. Worship is not upgraded, so it doesn't have Retain, so we can't decost it. But we could just play it. To get extra bonus damage from Brilliance. We get blocked next turn. We might have to play the Protect here. I think we just need every bit of damage here, so we need, like, Worship, Brilliance, Protect. It's only like 32 plus 5, so it's only 37, so we end up taking a bunch of damage. I guess we need the skill pot here. Indignation enters Wrath, and then we can Brilliance for more damage. I think that's enough. Because Brilliance is going to hit for, let's see, it's upgraded, so it hits for 16. It goes up to 21, so do 42 damage in Wrath. So he'd be hitting for 8, so that turns into 16. And is that a Protect Plus or a Protect Minus in here? It's Protect Plus, so it blocks exactly. Okay. It's scary that he's hitting for 100, but numbers are getting doubled in both directions. And I think we'll pay for this as well. Where do we get the 1 extra block? Wait, why do we have 18 block now? Oh, because the happened to... It just went from 16 to 17 to 18. Oh, we must have gotten the 1 extra block from Duality decks. I just didn't notice. Right. I guess we have to play the apparitions this turn. Might as well play both. And nothing else we do matters except for developing these cards. So this one definitely happens. And then do we Miracle at that one too? We're drawing these cards next turn, but we're also intangible next turn, so we probably don't care. So we probably just play like Just Lucky to block. It doesn't seem like there's any good use for Miracle coming up, so I'm going to use it to develop it. Okay. This is like the lowest damage transient ever. We're just like using Intangible to block him. And like hitting him with big retained cards on the other turns. Alright. Bowling back blocks. Just like he doesn't do any meaningful scrying. He's got 2 turns left. Vault is good in this fight too, because he doesn't lose his strength down until it becomes his turn, so you can spend 2 turns beating him up. Right. So he's hitting for 80 this turn. So we need to do 80 damage. Or find the last apparition? No, we're out of apparitions. Or just like leave Wrath mode. Block for a bunch. That's not useful. I think we're gonna like safety Sanctity to draw some cards. I totally didn't play the Vault and didn't think about it, and that seems wrong. Fear No Evil isn't out. Vigilance is not, because we don't have enough energy for Vigilance if we play Sanctity. Maybe we can just do enough damage to block. But then what do we do next turn? I guess we have Worship Brilliance. Maybe that's enough. If we draw it. We might eat a fairy next turn. Okay. Develop the Smite for next turn. We'll save everything else. We should be okay with Smite and Windmill Strike. Yeah, and like Brilliance and stuff. We're fine. Fight over. Flurry of Blows, Empty Mind, and Evaluate. Seen a lot of Evaluates in this run, but I don't see any reason why this one would be better than the rest of them. I don't think Empty Mind is happening. We're skipping. Okay. I think we need to upgrade the Worship. That's a pretty important part of the deck that we don't have currently. We definitely could die to a like Strength Reptomancer in a second, but not much we can do about that. We have a Fairy, might be okay. Okay, neat. Right off the bat, he's punching us for 21. I guess we can block for that much if we want to. Or we could play the Apparition. We can't retain the Apparition though, so I think we just play it. We could just play Worship now because we have extra energy, but I think decosting it is valuable in the long term. So we want to play that like before we shuffle, but not until then. Alright, he's not attacking, so let's punch him. Oh wait, he's intangible. There's no value in punching him. We just make ourselves less safe by doing that. If we end our turn now, we retain 6 cards, which is a little bit too many. So I guess we just play the Worship now. Keep all of those safety cards. Darn. Drawing Deus Ex Machina on the last draw is the worst case scenario because then you shuffle a Miracle in the deck. We can block out with Apparition, and there's no other way to deal with Apparition here, so I guess might as well. Vault is kind of useful in this fight because it prevents him from becoming intangible, but we would lose our intangible, so probably don't want that. Not sure why I played that Flying Sleeves. If we play Simmering Fury, we need to reduce our hand size pretty dramatically. Simmering Fury is not good this turn because he's going to be intangible next turn, so we don't really want to be in Wrath. I think we just take it slow. Currently retaining 5 cards, that's fine. We don't want to go too slow, though, because he'll eventually kill us with burns. We'll go to the bathroom, be right back. Somebody wrote bad code on the internet and I told them about it. Alright, taking 21, we have an apparition minus in hand, so we gotta play that now if we want to do anything in the fight. I can start with that. Talk to the hand is something we want to get developed, whether or not it does anything this turn. Just Lucky blocks out. Carveado seems good for next turn. We can develop a Study or a Calm. I think Study is significantly better. Okay. We've got to get some damage in. We've just been skipping all the damage on all the turns. We don't have Wrath mode coming up. Looks like Stone Calendar's gonna miss too. I guess it. Oh wait, no. Stone Calendar always hits in this fight, huh? Neat. So let's just bash him. Alright, we got to play Carveado twice this turn, which is pretty insane. Hold on to those smites until next time he's vulnerable, and hopefully also the next time we have we're in Wrath mode. We have some hand size issues here. It's time to get rid of these miracles, I think. I guess I'll play one of the smites too. So we're retaining these three and these three. So we have to play only one card. It's pretty valuable to decost the Windmill Strike and proc that, so it's not the one. So it'll just be a smite. The other ones keep me safe. Includes battling it out, as per usual. Okay, next turn's going to be the big turn when we Simmering Fury. So let's set that up. And we need to block for a bunch. So I think we're going to have Flying Sleeves block for us. And Just Lucky. That seems useful on a big damage turn. And then Deceive Reality and as many of these as we need. So we're sitting for 45, we're blocking for 18, we have a deficit of 27 here. We can block for 27 with these two, these block for 28. That seems reasonable. And we're retaining 4 cards. I guess we do take 1 damage because of the burn. Should have played Protect Plus instead. Alright, we're in Wrath mode. He's vulnerable. We've got 0-cost smites and windmill strikes and stuff. I imagine this is lethal. We also have Stone Calendar going off. Looks super lethal. Okay. Second Fairy is pretty amazing. Art of War is also quite good. Do we have a Halt? Halt Plus? Seems like we're actually going into and out of Wrath a little bit now. With the Eruption and the Simmering Fury. Halt doesn't retain though, so it's hard to set up Halt with either of those options. We don't really have enough card draw. So I think we'll pass on Halt. Just Lucky is pretty nice. Just Lucky with Insights from the Study is really good. It's a 0-cost attack, so we get a dex out of it, and it pays off the dex. And we can draw Nido cards. It's not good with Art of War, but we kind of got the Art of War too late to really pay it off this run. It's going to be really difficult to have that happen. I guess we'll just pass all these. Not super excited about anything. Okay, probably want one of these 2 fires. This one's got more question marks, so we'll go this way. I think we'll just recall now, and we might have to rest at the last one. If we don't, we can get another upgrade on Apparition. Nunchaku Tori. Well, we actually got to pay off our Matryoshka. That's a nice surprise. I thought that wasn't going to have time to pay off, but it did. Bonfire Spirits. So we can get some extra health and give up a bad card. We can give up like a Study. That would heal us. We could give up the Deus Ex Machina or the Vault. Neither of those cards is doing a ton. We could give up the Brilliance. Brilliance has got a worship to go with it now, though, so maybe that's... we won't need to give that up. We get rid of the Conclude Minus. It's a pretty bad card. Heals for 15. Yeah, that seems good. I think getting rid of the Conclude Minus is something I'm pretty happy about. Alright. Here's our obligatory Riftmancer for the run. Carve Reality Smite kills neither dagger. They both high-rolled their health, so that 24 and not 23. So we'd have to go into Eruption if we wanted to kill him. But we can Eruption and kill both, though, which seems good. Although we don't get to hold the Smite, obviously. Okay. Being in Wrath mode is scary. Oh, she's not even attacking. Okay. And we have Fear No Evil. What is there to worry about? I kind of want to just talk to the hand Vault here. I just realized if I vaulted in the Nemesis fight, the Stone Calendar would have lined up with a turn when he's intangible. Because when you vault, your Stone Calendar goes forward a turn. Fun. So that decosts the Worship and the Protect. Also sets up my Captain's Wheel. Bowling Bash kills one. Something kills the other. No, we're not killing the other one. That's fine. We're only hitting for 18, so... or we could Bowling Bash on Reptomancer. It's pretty bold. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. We want to play Deceive Reality to get safety set up for next turn. We want to kill that dagger too. We don't really need... Well, I guess we do need Vigilance. We're in Wrath now, so... I'll take it. We can either decost the Windmill Strike or we could get lethal with the Windmill Strike now. Seems like getting lethal with Windmill Strike now is kind of what we want out of it. Currently retaining 6 cards, so let's just give up a Miracle. Okay, seems like a good Apparition turn. Sanctity draws some cards. I like it. Free Worship. Brilliance is doing a lot. We're going to go ahead and just Apparition. That protects us from the dagger's first attack this turn and their Explode attack next turn. Currently retaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. That's a little bit too many. Just throw away another Miracle. Okay, these guys are exploding. She's doing a big attack. I don't particularly care about any of that. Probably don't want to play Fear No Evil. I guess I can play... Yeah, Fear No Evil Conclude is less damage than just Conclude. Awkwardly. Apparition's happening. Simmering Fury is happening. I guess, like, Study... Miracle Conclude. We hold 4 cards if we do that. I guess I'll Flying Sleeves before I conclude. Using Conclude to trigger Nunchaku. Great stuff. Best case scenario right there. Brilliance is best if we wait for, or if we can get Worship, and we could get Worship with the Sanctities, probably, and the Insight. But we're going to have to jam some cards if we want that to happen. We have 3, 6, 10 cards in hand, so we can't Sanctity safely. We could protect Sanctity, but it's seems unsafe. but I'm gonna do it anyway. We're really close to lethal, so I would like to just get there. Darn, almost. So next turn is Divinity Mode. If we play Brilliance, she dies right now, so I guess we do that. Okay. Third Protect. This one's upgraded. Protects seem super good. We need more card draw, but... hard not to click that. Okay, take an upgrade, probably on an Apparition. Other options... Vault. Steady. Yeah, let's take an Apparition upgrade. Okay. Didn't do a very good job setting up Nunchaku or Pen Nib. I guess I just got the Pen Nib, so I can't set that up. These always stay in sync with each other, so we're going to have Nunchaku triggering 3 cards, or 4 cards before Pen Nib. Establishment is getting played for sure. It's a core part of the deck. Do we play Study in the first phase, or do we just skip it? I think we just skip it because we can. This needs to get played so we can play this. And then maybe, like, just Lucky Protect. Sanctity is good for next turn. It would be nice to get the Protect decosted, so I think I'll just toss a Safety. Okay. I think ideally we want to land Talk to the Hand in the second phase. I don't know if we can actually pull that off. Yeah, I guess we probably can't. So we'll probably just Talk to the Hand in the first phase, like a normal version. Because in second phase we have everything decosted, right? So we have 3, 6, 8 cards in hand, so we can Sanctity safely. Let's see. So Talk to the Hand is going on Awakened 1. Bowling Bash to block for 9. I'd like to save the Apparition if that's possible. (24 plus 6 is 30. 36 damage is coming in. So we need a block for 18 more, which is what Protect does. Seems good. If we get ourselves to a place where we can just hang out in this Awaken 1 fight, which is not at all an uncommon outcome from the Awaken 1 fight, we could kill him in 1 hit with Windmill Strike in the second phase. That could take a very long time, though. I would like to Eruption, kill one of the cultists, and then Fear No Evil on the Awaken 1 to exit. I'm not sure how realistic that is. This does 30 damage, so we do 40 damage with the Eruption Windmill Strike. And then Flying Sleeves would do 20. Maybe there's a better way to do that. Yeah, we can like Flying Sleeves Carve Reality. Eruption, Flying Sleeves Carve Reality does 10, 20, 22 is 44. Wait, that's not enough. 10 plus 20 is 30, plus 22 is 52. Okay, so yeah, so we can kill this one. And then Fear No Evil on that one. So we enter Wrath, kill this one, exit, and block for 3, and still be facing down 51 damage. So we'd have 21 blocks, we'd need to get 30 more, which is on the order of what Protect and Protect do. Okay. Okay, we can't hold this Apparition, so we're probably going to use it right now. We are currently retaining way too many cards. Retaining 6 cards. I guess that's not way too many, it's just slightly too many. I guess we can play Windmill Strike since we're about to shuffle. Same with Worship. We could just play it now. Although it would be nice to decost it. But I think we shuffle is pretty important. So Windmill Strike plus Conclude does 36 damage, setting up Cultist to die pretty soon. We need him to die pretty soon. Alright, 10 nibs set up. Any attack kills the cultist, basically, because we have Pen Nib up. So let's just smite him to death. And then Vault. So we can find a better solution to Awakened One. We can fit in a Brilliance there as well. We are retaining the exact correct number of cards. It's 5 cards. Alright, we can go into Divinity here if we want. Seems like we probably don't need to. And I would like to retain it to get it decosted. Deceive Reality Safety, I think, is going to be doing a lot of the leg work here. I considered doing Simmering Fury, and it would have worked because we could have Fear and Labeled, but that wasn't guaranteed. I think we're going to play some attacks and then play some miracles and block. So let's just get started on that. Alright. Darn. We drew the apparition after we already played the calm one. Blocking for 14, we need to block for 40, so we need to make up 26. Which we can do these cards more or less. Missing by 2, so we could just smite now to get 3 block. We are... Yeah, actually we should play the smite because we're over-holding right now. Okay. Okay, he's hitting for 24. We can block that, I think. Yeah, so I think the plan here for the Awakened One fight is to get to a point where we can block him every turn. He's only hitting for 40, so it seems pretty plausible. And then we set ourselves up to, like, Divinity Windmill Strike him out of the second phase. Just, like, KO him instantly. He's getting Stone Calendared here. Actually, could we just kill him out of the first phase now? If we, like, Worship Windmill Strike Conclude? So we do Divinity mode. This does... No, it's not even close. Okay. Let's see what the cards are next turn. I'd prefer not to get rid of this card. Yeah, okay. That's fine. That. Oh, I think we want to develop Steady second phase. Just because it makes him do extra damage. So... if we protect Conclude, we block for 5, plus 3 is 8, plus protect is 21, so we take 3 damage. We could just Windmill Strike to block for 3. Seems like we might want to try and perfect this fight. That does mean we have to redraw the Windmill Strike if we want to stack it back up. I'm okay with that. Alright, so Worship is all decosted, so we should just play it now whenever we want to go into Divinity. We don't have to worry about other considerations. And I think that includes now, so we should, like, Worship Sanctity. And just DPS him a little bit. $162 damage, Brilliance. I guess that transforms him. I kind of want to get the Flying Sleeves decosted and get a little bit more set up before we split him. If I have Vigilance and then Brilliance, I think it doesn't kill him. Because we exit Divinity. So it does a third as much damage. Deliberately nerfing my own damage. Is this what it's come to? Yes. Okay. Alright, we want to play Worship again so that we can enter Divinity once he's in second phase and kill him. Flying Sleeves is decosted and useful for block here. This gets us a smite. Okay. So we need to block for 31. We can block for 36 or 32 are kind of the options. So let's block for 32. And skip study. Okay, there's the Windmill Strike, so we're decosting that again. Or stacking that up again, it's already decosted. So we basically just need to redraw the Worship, and then we'll be ready to Worship Windmill Strike. We could also just Worship, and if we get Worship and we know we're going to get Brilliance the next turn, then we can split him, and then kill him with Divinity Brilliance. Let's smite for block, or for Dex rather. We need to block for 12 more. So I guess safety. Okay. Sanctity draws cards. We're currently at 3, 6, 9 cards, so that is safe. The second one is not safe. Fear No Evil is coming up soon, so we can get that now. Get like Eruption and draw cards, and then Fear No Evil. That might split him. I mean, how stacked do we need to be, right? I guess more than we are now. That's probably the answer. Okay. Sorry about that. That was a bloop on my computer, not yours. So, conclude box for 3. We need to find 4 more block. We'll just conclude. Alright, Brilliance is a little bit early, unfortunately. But splitting him now is totally an option if we need that to block for 40. Looks like we could probably block for 40 without it. We have Pen Nib set up. I guess that's actually a really bad Pen Nib setup. Maybe I should have tried to split him while setting up Pen Nib. Because it seems like we want to, like, Divinity mode, Pen Nib, murder him. Alright, I think we just split him now. Hold on to the those safeties and stuff in hand. Oops, we over-retained there. That's a mistake. Okay. So, Worship. And then that does a lot. I think if we Simmering Fury, we might actually lose. We have an Apparition, so we can't lose. And Vigilance is worth positive energy for next turn. And we need to block for 34 more. This blocks for 32. kind of don't want to take 2 damage. But I'd have to throw away 3 cards to not... Actually, I guess we're drawing 8 cards next turn, so throwing away 3 cards is kind of ideal. Okay. Oh, Awakened 1. Fights with you get very silly. At this point, we're just trying to kill him. Have to, like, wait. Damage anymore. Go intangible and study, and I guess use a protect. Draw some extra cards next turn. Get rid of the sticky mirror. Okay. And he does not appear to be dead. We want to kill him in like 2 attacks, ideally, 2 or 3. Two exactly, I guess. Because we want to set up Pendant for next fight, I guess. So let's try and do that. Put these out of hand and draw some cards. Kill him with Conclude? Yeah. Conclude's always a classy way to end a fight. Alright, it's Time Eater. Vault is, for some reason, insane in the Time Eater fight. It just, like, randomly does a super good job. If you proc the clock with Vault, then he, like, doesn't get a turn. He just gets strength, and then it becomes your turn again. So you can totally skip a whole clock cycle with Vault, which is insanity. Establishment's getting played. I think Apparition's getting played. And then Protect for 1. No, we don't need Perfect that bad. Might as well enter Calm, though. This does use Pen Nib, but whatever, we'll get damage. He never liked us. What a meanie. Alright, what's the plan for this fight? It's probably, like, play Worship a bunch and murder him. So I think we don't play cards unless we have to. We don't have to play cards right now, so we don't. Okay. Study is not good in the fight. We don't want Insights. Blocking for 36 seems hard, especially since we are frail. We're already blocked for 18, so we need to block for 18 more. So we need to block for 9 plus 9. So Deceive Reality, Protect Safety seems correct. And then we decost Flying Sleeves and skip Conclude and Study. Okay. Not vulnerable anymore, but he's still hitting us. Might as well play Apparition, because there's nothing else to do. We need to clear some hand space out. We're retaining 7 cards, or 6 cards. So we'll play one of them. And I think that's going to be the Flying Sleeves. Giving ourselves 3 on the clock for next turn should be okay. Let's go ahead and play Worship. I don't think we should be skipping it. We're planning on killing him with Pen Nib Divinity Brilliance, I think. And so if we skip Worship, we're skipping sort of our plan to win. So Worship and then Sanctity to try and draw back to Worship. Hopefully Sanctity to draw Talk to the Hand. We have 5 retained cards currently, so if we play Carve Reality, we have to get rid of one of them. Unless we miss a draw. So it would be like Carve Reality Miracle. Which is super awkward. I think we just skip Carve Reality and leave ourselves with 2 cards for next turn. We have double protect if we need. Okay. Looks like we do need. In fact, double protect is not super great here. Locking for 24, taking 12 damage. That's clearly the best option. Unfortunately, we're skipping top of the hand for a cycle here. It's a bad outcome. Sanctity can draw. We have Apparition. There's that vault. A little bit late. We do need to charge Pen Nib. So we probably want to play like 9 more attacks in the fight. The last one of which is Brilliance. Currently retaining 5 cards. Comfortable there. So that means we're not playing Simmering Fury or Deceive Reality. No, we need to play Deceive Reality because we don't have any block in hand. So then we have to get rid of a card now. Is it Miracle or Flying Sleeves? I think it's Miracle? That's confusing. No, it's Flying Sleeves. We need to play attacks, right? So let's start now. Okay, if we want either Windmill Strike or Brilliance to do 400 damage, well, I guess we'd probably play them on the same turn. So, yikes, we need a block for 34, but we can't. We can only block for 21 and draw 2 cards. I guess if we draw Protector Vigilance, we can block more. Alright, so let's safety Sanctity and see what we get. Okay, we did get Protect. So we block for 33. That means that we are shuffling, so we should play Worship again. Losing out on the ability to decost it, but getting much damage. If we're playing Worship now, we're going into Divinity, which means we're probably going to want to play like Windmill Strike and Conclude and stuff, which probably means we're proccing the clock this turn. Okay. So Conclude's going to be the last card. Carve Reality seems good. So I guess like Smite Conclude. Wait, this is too much damage. He's going to heal. Maybe we don't care. Maybe that gives us a turn off. Smite Conclude is 90 damage on the button. So he would go down to 186. It's a pretty big waste of damage if we don't kill him next turn. Man, it would be so sick if Vault was in hand right now. We could Smite Vault. So we'd put him below his split point, and then we'd skip his turn. I guess I'll just Slime Conclude. Slime Conclude does the same thing as Smite Conclude, but it gets rid of a slime. And then he can heal for a tiny amount while we set up. Setting up looks like this. And we're trying to kill him 4 attacks from now, so these are 2 of them. We want to be in Divinity mode ideally. Wrath mode, possibly. That's going to be one of the attacks. Vault is too early again. We could just, like, play the whole hand and Vault. Is that crazy? Play everything except for Windmill Strike and Vault. If we play 9 cards, if Vault is the 9th card we play, let's see, do we have 9 cards in hand? 3, 6, yeah, we have Zag's in 9 cards. So we have to play all of them, including Windmill Strike. He does get strength when we do that, so we'd have to block next turn. But the alternative is that we die here. And I don't really want to die. So I guess we do it. Okay. I mean, we don't die, but we lose a fairy. Maybe 2 fairies? I didn't calculate. Wait, maybe we would actually die. I think the first attack would kill us, and the second attack would kill us again, and the third attack would kill us the third time. That's brutal. Killing us through 2 fairies on 1 turn. Kind of hard to believe. Okay, so Flying Sleeves gives us Dex, and then Protect, Deceive Reality, Safety. We don't have enough energy for that. Oh, we do, actually. Okay. He's hitting for 42, so we end up hitting him for 7. Man, he keeps multi-attacking. So if we protect, the first one doesn't kill us, and then the second 2 both do. I guess Just Lucky's here too. Not getting Talk to the Hand on the first shuffle was brutal. I think Sanctity is good next turn. We're probably trying to kill him next turn. No, looks like we're trying to survive next turn. Then why are we going into Summon? I think this survives. Yeah, we eat both fairies but survive. And we're in Wrath mode now. We can exit. We also have Talk to the Hand finally. We only get to play 3 cards. So Fear No Evil's 1, and then like Protect Sanctity maybe? Man, where did this go off the rails? I just I was setting up for one big attack, and then I like split him on accident, and just like ended up like a little puddle. In the second phase, we're just not doing enough. Okay, so if we go back to Calm, then he's hitting for what? 38? And then we block for this gives us a dex, this blocks for 10, and this blocks for 17, so we block for 27, and he kills us exactly. Really? What if we Sanctity and get Worship? Sanctity, get Worship, play like... All of our attacks are terrible for Foreign Divinity. Okay, what if the 3 attacks are... There's no answer here. Let's Sanctity first and see what we get. Let's conclude. Can we like Sanctity into Vault? No, we already did that. Rat. Brilliance is a ton of damage here, but it's not enough. It's 100 damage. We're off by 40. Alright, well the most effective block here is Fear No Evil Protect, but I'm pretty sure we die. Yep. Time Lord. We got 2 Time Lord at full health with 2 Fairy in a bottles and he killed us. That's kind of hard to believe. So, what were we supposed to do? We like almost did it, but then just like we had a big gap turn where we had no protects in hand. We like ran out, and we ended up like playing 9 cards just so that we could vault his turn, and that gave him a bunch of strength, and then he used that strength to kill us, I guess is what happened. Maybe we like overblocked on some turns and didn't leave ourselves with enough protect. Maybe we needed to pick another copy of Deceive Reality. Never getting Panacea and never getting Orange Pellets was kind of a pain with the duality. It was hard to play like that many cards on a turn. If we'd had a Panacea, we would have won this fight for sure. Because we could have just stacked up like, I don't know, 8 decks or something. Maybe not 8, but like 4 at least. Yeah, it's a tough one. Pretty fun, like Establishment, Windmill, Strikey, Watcher. Tried to do the like Brilliance worship thing. Could have definitely used a second worship, but we didn't even get one until super late. Not very much damage scaling. I'm not sure how it would have done in Act 4. Only 1 copy of Talk to the Hand and no like big multi-attack combos. We were mainly relying on duality, generating decks to block. But it's a little bit of an inconsistent plan. We didn't really have enough card draw to support it. But pretty close, we almost got there.